So a lot of times you need to define feature access for customers that don't exist in Stripe yet. Well, with PriceOS, you can do that. It's super easy. All you need to do is to create a custom product, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So to do so, you go to your products tab in the PriceOS dashboard first, and then click on new product. And then for product type, select custom. Give your product a name. So in this example, I'll just say my custom product. And then I won't do the default plan. This is if you are offering something like a freemium product, which we have another video on, but I will just leave that as is. And then I will click the create button. And then that's going to take me to the product detail page where now I can define feature access for my custom product. So before I do that, let me kind of go over how custom products work exactly. So again, this is for customers that don't exist in Stripe yet. If your customers exist in Stripe, then they should be tied to a product that's in Stripe. And so you really don't need to do this. But again, this is for customers that you need to define feature access for outside of Stripe. So now that you've created the product, you can go through, define access for all of your features. I won't do that here. Um, but then the next thing you need to do after defining all of this feature access for this product um, is you will need to manage what customers get assigned to this product yourself using our API. So I will kind of go over that real quickly. Let's go to our docs page and we will go to API reference. And so anytime you want a customer to be assigned to this product, since since it's a custom product and it's not a default product, you'll need to assign that manually. And you can do that in a few ways. We have docs that talk about this, but I'll just explain how to do it just directly from our API endpoints. The first place you can do that is when you create a customer. So we have a field called custom product keys. And when you create that customer, you can just give it the custom product keys that you want the customer to have. So in this case, this key is called my custom product. So I could call this endpoint to create the customer and just provide that value in this string array. And with this endpoint, as well as with a lot of our other endpoints, it's available on our Node.js SDK, as well as you can just call the endpoint directly from whatever your stack is. You can also add and assign products at any other time after the customer is created using our update customer endpoint as well. Same thing here. Just put the product key in this custom product keys array. Now, what I do want to mention is that this is not quote unquote additive. So if you have multiple custom products and you call this method or the other one, you're going to want to give all of the product keys that you want that customer to be assigned to. If you only give one and they were assigned another product, it's going to remove that product from that customer, which kind of leads me to my next point, which is if you need to revoke customer access for any product, same thing. Just call this endpoint and just either with an empty array or with whatever custom product keys you want the customer to have at that point. So that's pretty much it. It's just these two endpoints, again, using our endpoints directly or through our SDKs. And that's how you can manage which customers get assigned to which product, to your custom products. The other last thing I want to touch on is that if you have limit features where the reset period is monthly, which I go over in other videos, if that's not clear, but basically for your limit features, it will ask you when the usage resets if you're tracking the usage with PriceOS. And if it resets periodically, let's say monthly, then you you would have been asked to tie that to a reset win period, which is usually the billing period. But in this case, we have a custom product, again, for customers who don't exist in Stripe. So there is no quote unquote billing period because they haven't, they don't exist in Stripe. So in that case, here's what's going to happen is that means that the usage is going to be reset based on this usage started at date. So you can provide this date, and that's what's going to anchor that reset period on. Now, if you don't supply this date, that's okay. We'll just use whatever date that the customer was created, um, which is usually the case most of the time. But for some reason, if you have a customer that was created and you want their reset period to be tied to another date, you can that's exactly what this field is for. And so you can supply that again when you're creating the customer or at any time in the future by updating the customer. So I hope that makes sense. Custom products are great, again, to define feature access for stuff outside of Stripe, for lifetime products or for freemium or anything else. So if you have any questions on this, custom products, how to implement it, how to evaluate it in code, anything at all, reach out to me directly. My email is andrew@priceos.com. Thanks.